One more thing to say about Susie too. So on their page, I'll link them down below. Philip Seymour Hoffwoman was talking about how certain people are really rubbed the wrong way whenever a character on reality TV or a person on reality TV says that they're smart, right? On Drag Race, you're allowed to lead with your beauty, you're allowed to lead with your money, you're allowed to lead with like how fierce you are, but you can never, ever, ever tell people that you're smart. Last year, I did a taxonomy of condescending housewives, and I found the same thing where certain people in American culture, you cannot say that you are smart, right? Because I think this country is deeply anti intellectual. There are so many people that like absolutely reject education. We're seeing that right now with like the ChatGPT wars, where people are like, I don't need to learn. College only exists as a vessel for me to like get a job. So, like, the actual mechanics of learning and being intelligent and like intaking information, learning how to process things, learning how to write an email, none of that is important as long as I can like get the thing. It's very input output culture that I've written about on my Substack. If you are a woman, if you are a person of color, if you are queer, if you are neurodivergent, you cannot lead with your intelligence because people will fucking hate you for it. And we see that all the time on Housewives. In my last post, I caused a little bit of a stir because I said that I didn't like Sam, and Philip Seymour Hoffwoman also said the same thing, where they said in their video that like Sam has led the entire season. Sam is a million times more arrogant than Susie, and I think it's an interesting sort of like Rorschach test to see if you think that Sam or Susie is more arrogant, right? Because Sam is arrogant on things that we are used to seeing on Drag Race, which is like very beautiful dresses and like the like robotic sassy personality. But yeah, that's a little lesson for you guys. This is in the package of anti-intellectualism and Drag Race. There is something about saying that you are smart or that you are intellectual or that you're like thinking through things that makes people feel bad about themselves. And I have been subject to this criticism. When I first got on TikTok 3 years ago, people would get in my comments all the time to be like, you're condescending, you're speaking down to us. And I've like obviously learned to manage that. But at the same time, I'm telling you, if you are not white, if you are not a man, you cannot, if you are any degree of neurodivergent, people will fucking come for you if you ever, ever, ever say that you're smart or lead with your intelligence. And again, that is because this country is deeply anti-intellectual, and there is a big, 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 big chip on the shoulder where a lot of people will say, if you say that you are smart, you are therefore saying that I'm dumb. Even if the two things aren't related, a lot of people aren't necessarily following that train of thought. The only thing that they're thinking is, you think you're better than me. And you think you're better than me is a killer in American society. We see it all the time in politics with like the discussion of like liberals and the ivory towers and coastal elites and education and like all of these things. Sorry to like turn this into a seminar, but like all of these things are related, right? There is something about this country and people in it who are viscerally repelled by people who are smart or smarter than them or whatever they feel, right? Like I said, I'm not talking about how smart you are. I'm not talking about how smart Susie is. All I'm saying is that if you say you are smart, people will turn on you. There is always going to be a segment of the population that will interpret you saying I'm smart as you think you're better than me, you think you're smarter than me, and they will get activated. And again, I'm saying that for my neurodivergent sisters, I'm saying that for my queer sisters, I'm saying that for people of color, and I'm saying that for women or femme identifying people. Be careful if this is the strategy that you take, because there will always be people who are going to hate your guts.